It is the Riot podcast during the Spring Fundraiser.
I think I'm going to say this every day, but thank you so much.
Yep.
While we're doing our fundraiser, it has been so cute's not the right word because I don't want to feel like that minimizes it, but it's been so amazing to see all of the donations come in from people who put in the comment section a podcast listener.
There's been a lot of you.
It's been so nice.
Hugely appreciating it. Love hearing from everybody. If you're a podcaster and you haven't given yet, just make sure in your comments that you say, podcast listener.
Absolutely, so we can get you counted towards that. We're doing our RadioU Spring Fundraiser, which funds RadioU so we can stay on the air. The Riot is on RadioU, so that's why our podcast is a little bit shorter for the next so many days, because we're raising the money. We're doing more of that, less of the rioting.
Yeah, so inside the podcast today, I got to start writing this down.
Let's see.
We've done so much talking today that we talk about the Avengers they're doing a marathon for that.
Yes, the
That's
AMC Avengers Marathon.
We talk about...
We really didn't write it down?
No.
I can't remember either.
Well...
And it's only because you're asking me right now. I'll remember this all in a moment.
As soon as we hit stop on this...
We'll remember it all.
Yeah, I got everything. We talked about...
Oh, man. Really? It's fine. It's a surprise. Surprise!
You guys know how much talking we've done in the last 4 days.
We can't keep track of it all.
And then that would be...
Okay, wait. The bird. The owl.
The puppy.
We talk about the owl and the puppy.
Right.
There's one. And then we talk about the swatting. There's two.
Okay, Nikki, come on.
Woo-hoo!
All right.
And wasn't there something about a lady? Was there an old lady? No?
I don't think so.
There wasn't a lady.
Was there a man?
No, that's the swatting one. Okay, so we have a couple.
Was there a non-binary type?
No, I thought there was an older lady story, but maybe not.
I think you were dreaming that,
Maybe
Nikki.
she's the one who owned the dog that the owl took away.
That's probably what you're thinking about, yeah.
All right, listen. That was enough. The rest will be a surprise.
You'll get it.
You'll understand
whether we can name it or not. It's still in here.
Kind of bad. I'm so disappointed we can't remember, but we've had a lot.
Okay, look, no, I can't. Just never mind.
So if you want to support before you enjoy this amazing podcast, check out, if you text GIVE to 8772 RadioU, a link will come to you to donate to our fundraiser. And remember, put the podcast in there. Or if you check out RadioU.com, you can support that way.
Hey, you guys enjoy. It's the Riot.
If the Riot was a chicken McNugget, would it be the bell, the boot, the ball, or the bone? I don't know either, but I really want some sweet and sour sauce right now. It's the Riot during the Spring Fundraiser.
Happy Thursday!
Are you sure it's Thursday?
It is. Welcome to our Spring Fundraiser Thursday edition.
I'm telling you, we come in the morning and then we come in the afternoon. And
you don't know what day it is?
Really start losing track of what day, what's going on. I don't know. I mean, is today the day I got the Avengers tickets? Was it yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? Did I see Avengers? Did I dream that last night?
It's a lot to handle.
My dreams are starting to turn into those things where I'm doing the things we're doing during the day.
Yeah.
So I'm dreaming about making coffee. I'm dreaming about coming into the studio. It's great.
And then you have to actually physically go make coffee and physically go into the studio.
Yeah. So the way that works is instead of doing it twice a day now, I'm up to 3, sometimes 4 times a day.
Because you have real life and now dreams.
I am. I'll tell you what, though. I'm killing the midday nap.
You are?
Every day. It's a thing now. Just go home, take a nap.
Which when our spring fundraiser's over, that'll be so nice to have to break, won't it?
That's going to be brutal. That, and I'll tell you what else is pretty nice. I come in here every morning and have a little Diet Mountain Dew and a lot of coffee. And
a nice breakfast.
And so when the fundraiser's over...
that also goes away.
That Mountain Dew train, it leaves the station and it doesn't come back for a long time. That's a bummer.
Hey, let's enjoy it while we have it.
Enjoy it while we have it.
Okay, let's enjoy the moment.
Hang on.
You've got your Diet Mountain Dew and you got your coffee.
Oh, that's
just a
good.
Nice little refresher.
It's the only time of the year I want anything liquid in my cup. I mean, yellow liquid. You know what?
I understand.
Let's just wrap on that.
During the fundraiser, the Riot is on more often. Help us put an end to their reign of terror by giving now at RadioU.com/donate. It's the Spring Fundraiser on Radio U.
we were going to do Throwback Thursday, but the fundraiser is canceled.
No, it's still here.
I'm going to explain it all to you in just a minute.
Well, first, can we explain Throwback Thursday?
Right, but then I'll explain why we obviously won't need it.
So today's Throwback Thursday on Radio U. So be listening today. You'll hear a lot of some of your favorite older Radio U songs, which you're welcome to request anytime you'd like. But you have a chance to win Nikki's Throwback Stack. Last fundraiser.
Nice stack, Nikki.
We had Obi with a bunch of his older Radio U CDs from Throwback artists. And I've gone into my archive, and now I've got a stack of 50 CDs from Radio U's Throwback artists that you have a chance to win today.
So why don't you go ahead? Actually, here's the way it's going to work. Everybody that gives today,
yes,
any amount, you're going to get registered for Nikki's Throwback Stack. So if you like the idea of having more clutter, if you like the idea...
I'm passing all that on to you.
Of maximum music with minimum storage space.
Actually, I went through and I tried to pick ones that you guys would genuinely like. And some of them are ones that are like radio singles and remixes that you can't really get a hold of.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll enjoy. So check out RadioU.com. The donate section, you'll learn more. But if you donate today, you'll get registered for that. And you'll automatically get a link back for a special throwback channel.
Yes.
And that is something that Obi and I hosted. And it's got some interviews too.
It does, and you'll get some throwback interviews, some on the channel, some just on that page, including the often requested, somewhat legendary interview in which House of Heroes, they interview an author by the name of Jim Mars, and it is one of the craziest things you're ever going to hear.
So you're welcome to listen to that, too.
I'm not even kidding.
So that's today for Throwback Thursday for our Radio U Spring Fundraiser.
All right. Do you want to know why I think we can cancel it?
Yeah, why can't we cancel everything?
Here's the deal. I've got an article right here that tells me that Bitcoin is up 17%.
You have Bitcoin? Every time we check it, I don't think it get any lower. And then we check his Bitcoin stash and it gets lower.
Nope, that's where not anymore.
Did you put $20 or $25 in it? $22. A long time ago.
I'm telling you, Bitcoin is turning the corner and Radio U done paid for.
Are you going to pay for Radio U because of your Bitcoin?
Yeah, because I'm back up to $13, baby.
Hey, what was it last time?
It was like 11. It was 11 something.
It was 11 something?
We've been double digits the whole time.
Okay, you haven't gone below that.
The whole time we've been double digits. But I'm telling you right now, we're back in the 13s, and we're pretty soon it's going to be in the 1,300,000s because Bitcoin they're going to pay for everything.
Anybody else still have any Bitcoin? Like, does anybody?
Somebody does.
Someone does? Well, if you still have it, text me and tell me.
Somebody is out there like, dude, I'm going to pay for my whole life with this Bitcoin.
Like, what happened to it? Well, text 877 to Radio U. We'll do our spring fundraiser. You can still donate now, obviously.
I guess it was just a joke and you should still give.
Yeah, that's not enough to carry us through the next 6 months, but we really appreciate it. Every bit helps.
Every Bitcoin helps?
Every Bitcoin helps.
Supporting the Riot is like joining a carpool. It smells funny, some guy's always talking, and you can't wait until it's over.
Sticks in here.
At least you're helping to save the planet. It's the Spring Fundraiser on Radio U.
So, Nikki, have you ever had a bad report card?
A bad report card? I actually usually did pretty good. I mean, as much as I
except in English, because what you mean is pretty well.
Pretty well. Oh, darn it. No. Basically, my problem was showing up, but I always did fine.
Gosh, man, like that's
grade-wise, but I never
like
to go.
Life. Just Nikki's here, but is she showing up?
Physically, I didn't like to go.
Nah. But you've never been in that position where you had to come home and explain a bad grade?
I don't think I ever anything lower than like maybe a C, if that.
Okay.
And that was rare.
Yeah, I never had a bad grade to explain. One time in 5th grade.
I had a bad attitude to explain, but that was
right
about
it.
There were grades involved.
There were several parent-teacher conferences involving a mouth.
Yeah.
Talking back.
Which is why then career-wise that led us to where we currently are.
You see, even your weaknesses can become a strength, even though it's still kind of a weakness.
You don't see it back then as a strength.
So, okay, I'm looking here. I love this. Apparently, report cards came out in this particular location, and I've been looking around trying to figure out if it's fake. I don't think it's fake. I think it's real. We've got a guy by the name of Trey whose son, Tracy, came home with some bad grades.
Oh, I saw this one.
Did you see it?
It looks kind of real, and I know some people do this.
So here's the deal. Tracy, he's the son. I don't know how old he is. He looks like
young.
He's 11, 12 years old probably. And he's got a sweatshirt on that says, eat, sleep, Fortnite, repeat.
So he was spending a little too much time gaming and brought home some bad grades.
And so his dad was like, no problem. We got
can fix this.
So he took his PlayStation 4 outside, gave him a crowbar, and was like, come on,
hit it.
Do it. And so he's hitting the PlayStation and not really damaging it very much. And his dad's like, it's fine, I've got this. And he throws a huge boulder on it. Then he still doesn't feel like it's really broken, so he backs his car over it. The thing is, like the kid, if it was a game or like for clicks, the kid would be maybe kind of into it. He is weeping.
Aww.
Weeping.
I know some people think that might be too cruel, but you're probably seeing the tip of the iceberg. Like this was probably a long time coming of just being so tired of him and Fortnite.
Well, the other thing I thought is, and I could be getting this wrong, is that it seems like maybe this family has some money. Like his dad has got, is that a Dodge Challenger? That's not a cheap car. That's what he's backing over the PlayStation with.
Yeah.
So maybe to him, we destroy the PlayStation, he can afford to buy another one later.
Sure.
Because my thought is like, hey, that PlayStation didn't do anything to anybody. What if we gave it to either A, a less fortunate individual that would like to get bad grades, or B, we just say you can't play it till next semester. But this dad was like, nope.
Nope, you're done with it.
Nope.
I've seen other videos of people like losing it with it, so it seems real, but I don't know.
Dude, that is wild. And it is thoroughly destroyed. If you're
it's
like, I'll take it. No. Oh, it's a statement piece.
According to a recent taste test by The Riot, Smores cereal is now the best in the world. Your donations help fund this important research. It's the spring fundraiser during The Riot.
Admittedly, I'm not the only one, but a lot of us are talking about the Avengers. We're still 2.5 weeks out from Endgame. I did get my tickets.
We're a couple of days out from that, but like I remember seeing out, like we talked about how like people were trying to put them on eBay for $500 or $600. It's like, I don't know about that.
That feels a little dumb to me, but you know what? Who am I?
In the moment, everybody wanted them right away.
Right. So one of the things that is happening is it's only at a few different theaters. AMC Lincoln Square in New York, AMC River East in Illinois, and AMC Metreon 16 in California. They're going to start Tuesday, April 23rd, and they are running a 22-film marathon.
You can watch all the movies, all the Marvel ones?
All the Marvel movies leading up to Avengers Endgame.
See how important it is because for me, I saw the title of that and I thought, AMC, like the network. I thought, how are they running all those? But you mean AMC, the movie theater.
The movie theater, that's right. So you would go and do this in person. You figure average of 2 hours a movie, that's 44 hours of Marvel movies. You know what my problem is? These Marvel movies have been going on for 10 years. Mm-hmm. So what I ended up doing is I have seen the first few Marvel movies so many times. Like the original Avengers, I've seen it so many times. The original Captain America, so many times. In fact, all the way up until about Captain America Winter Soldier, I kept watching the movies over and over and over again. And that one I watched a bunch. But then after that, there's an enormous drop-off of how many times I've seen a movie.
What do you think that is?
Well, I think there got to be so many of them. At some point, you were just like, which one do you want to watch? Well, pick your favorite from the 22.
Which one would you like?
And it's like, good Lord, 22.
I don't know if anybody else feels this way too, but for some I've seen usually online, but not really in theaters. But I don't know why when it hits Netflix as well, you would think, you'll then watch it, obviously, because you're already paying for Netflix. But even I can't sometimes, like it's too easy even if it's on Netflix. I still won't go back and watch it. And I don't know why.
I'm trying to think, like I use Netflix to watch.
Outside of Thor Ragnarok, that was the only one.
I watched Netflix to watch Doctor Strange. I bought Thor Ragnarok, and I bought Doctor Strange the other day. I was at a place.
It's a great movie. I like that one.
I was at a place they were selling movie codes. They had that for $1, and I was at a video store where they had just a stack of codes, and I was like, man,
I'll take that.
Joining the Riot Club is $50 a month on something you'll use. unlike the gym membership you keep forgetting to cancel. It's the Riot during the spring fundraiser.
I feel like it's not what it used to be, but back in the day, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, swatting was really a thing.
Yeah,
it's not that it never happens anymore.
No, but it's been so much more high profile of now you're seeing the people finally get jail time for it.
Yeah, man.
And there was the one where the guy got sentenced because he swatted someone and then the guy that he swatted got shot and died.
Right.
So, like, there's some really serious ones. So they're really cracking on it.
20 years in prison for that guy. That was in Kansas. Then you've got this guy. He's in Mahoning County, Ohio. Now, his name is not being released because he is 17, but he is facing 73 different charges that involve swatting. Now, that doesn't mean that he swatted 73 times, but he has been doing that. The thing I find really interesting is he's swatting like he didn't SWAT in his hometown. Mm-hmm. He was swatting people in different places.
So he was swatting people he was playing, like he met that way, or just random?
I'm not sure, because that's the other thing that gets weird is that he was swatting and sending the police to empty houses.
Why?
So like his first confirmed swatting was that he sent police to a house in upstate New York. He told them that he was a guy with an AR-15. He had already shot his wife, and he was holding his son hostage. So, of course, the police dispatched to that area, and what do they discover? An empty house. It was fake. They didn't think that was very funny.
Well, yeah, I mean, as a police officer, you have to gear up and get ready for, not physically just gear up, but like mentally gear up for what they've told you is going on in that place. And then you get there and it's some 17-year-old who's just swatting.
Yeah. And so they're
not going to let that go.
No, they didn't let it go. So they tracked it down to a location in Ohio and then eventually tracked it down to this guy because, he got away with it once. So what do you do when you get away with something one time?
I bet he did it again.
You just keep going, don't you? You just can't let it go.
Couldn't just do it the one time. That was bad enough, but you had to keep going.
And that's exactly what it did. He kept at it, and he ended up getting busted.
Good.
So now he's under arrest. And again, he's a minor, so we don't know who he is. But I can tell you that he is facing 40 felony and 33 misdemeanor charges. He's going to go away for a while.
Yes.
So I guess what we're trying to say is, I guess swatting is bad.
Yeah, even though you're right, like you said in the beginning, I haven't got a lot of stories of people who still actively SWAT. I'm sure it's still done, but for a while there, it was a really popular, nasty thing to do.
That was, I don't know. I mean, I get it. Like, I know people like to play pranks, but that's probably, to me, one of the ugliest ones.
That's a dangerous one.
Yeah, like that just really, really not cool.
During the fundraiser, Nikki is here to appeal to your heart. Michael is here to appeal to your head. And Obadiah is here to appeal to your sense of pity. It's the Riot on RadioU.
I know this is not funny, but dude, I think it's so funny because it would be like the most helpless feeling in the world.
What is it?
This lady named Bonnie, she let her 4 puppies go outside for a potty break in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, is this the one that got picked up by the owl?
An owl picked one up?
In different parts of the country, that is something you legitimately have to watch out for. Either birds or coyotes or cougars. You got to watch out for your pets.
Dude, can you imagine? Because, all right, there'd be some animals that you could chase.
Yeah.
You could, get a broom and start screaming and whatever. If an owl takes your dog, it's gone. Just wave. Bye! Because that dog is gone.
But did it live?
It did!
It dumped it,
that's the part
down
that's
the way.
Amazing about it.
It dumped it down the way, and they found it.
They found it at a golf course about 12 hours later.
That's a puppy miracle. That's amazing.
You know what I would do if I were you? I'd watch that puppy. Because I don't think it's...
Something special about that dog?
Nope. I don't think it's coming back the same.
Oh, you don't think so? Once it's flown, it goes no other way.
It's either one of two things. Either now you catch the puppy just constantly being terrified and looking up, or you just see it constantly trying to jump off tall objects.
It's staring at the sky.
Because it has been shown something that no puppy has known.
Uh-huh.
The joy of flight.
That's right.
That dog's going to be a pilot for sure.
I don't know what else you can do besides just watch your pets. in certain areas. Like, that's just something that might happen, which is unfortunate.
It seems to me that you're going to need to build some kind of an anti-aircraft gun that you're going to be able to
shoot
mount.
Down the owl?
Yeah, you'd be able to shoot down the owl. You got to be careful, though, not to hit the puppy.
And what if it's a protected owl? Like, you have to watch, too, some birds.
Man, that's true. They'd just be like, you're going to jail for saving your puppy. Be like, Your Honor, hold him for a minute.
It's a puppy.
Look how sweet he is. You're telling me you wanted me to let that old owl eat my puppy? And that's what it would have done, too.
I wonder why it
was
dropped
going
them.
to eat the puppy.
Yeah, it must have been low enough, too, because the puppy survived the fall.
And you know what? The owl probably just, he had a moment where he was just like,
what am I doing?
What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Here's this puppy just trying to get a start, just trying to enjoy itself. And all I can think is violence and blood.
I guess I know with some birds they could, but I guess I didn't think with owls they go after, animals.
Nikki, there's an owl
I
right
thought they
now.
ate like owl food, little bird seed, little something.
Gosh. They just swing by Costco, get a 50-pound bag of owl food.
I know they have the weird, turnaround thing where it looks like they're turning the whole head around, but still.
You know what, Nikki? Right now, there's an owl in Arizona that is experimenting with an alternative lifestyle. He is eating some salad right now because he doesn't want to harm his fellow animals.
Lab-grown puppy meat.
Absolutely.
It's not real. That's something to ponder today, isn't it? That's something to think about. You're welcome. Let's do the fundraiser.
Maybe the best thing you've ever said. Lab-grown puppy meat.
Yeah, it's the alternative.
Everybody loves puppy meat. It's the best. It's so tender.
But when you do, but you don't want to eat it for ethical reasons.
You grow it in a lab.
That's how we do things.
And then 5 years later, you get a disease they can't identify.
You don't have to worry about that yet.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.